The original Olympics were first held by the Greeks more than 2,500 years ago. It was a very big and popular event, but the Roman king stopped the game. The first modern Olympics started again 1,500 years later. They were held in Athens in 1896. The games were to promote peace by using sports. The first few Olympics were not very popular. The Olympics were not well known, so the athletes were not properly trained. Some athletes of the first modern Olympics were tourists that were passing by the stadium. Just as the games were getting popular, World War I broke out. Because of this, the games were not held. In fact, the modern games did not take place 3 times due to World War. Although the Olympics were not about money, host countries spent and lost a lot of money. This was why big companies were allowed to advertise in the event. This made the Olympics a much larger event than before. Today's class is about special museums. What special museums have you heard of? I have heard of the Theodore Roosevelt Museum. The museum is in the house where the president was born. There are things that Roosevelt used and lots of photographs of the Roosevelt family. The highlight of the museum is a book with a bullet hole. That's unusual. How did it get there? Someone tried to shoot Roosevelt. He was on his way to give a speech and a person shot him. Roosevelt was carrying a book with a speech and a bullet hit the book. Roosevelt was hurt, but not badly. He did not go to the hospital and just gave the speech. That's strange. If you were shot, wouldn't you want to go to the hospital? Yes, but Roosevelt didn't, and I'm not sure why. I know why. Roosevelt remembered President McKinley getting shot a few years back. The doctors made a mistake and he died. Roosevelt decided that hospital was more dangerous than bullets. Anyway, Roosevelt survived. The book that saved his life is on display at the museum. During the early 1900s, blacks in America suffered a lot from white people. Blacks also have a very tough time from the government. Because of this, 2 famous black Americans started an organization called Black Panthers. The Black Panthers had guns and trained members to fight black soldiers. They trained to protect themselves. They told black people to stand up and fight. The Black Panthers also told all the black Americans that they were equal to white Americans. The government did not like the group, and they did not want the black Americans to have power. The Black Panthers also had 2 black society. Most blacks during that time were poor, so they opened kitchens and feed breakfast to over 10,000 children every day. They also had newspapers to share news about the black community. The government did many things to try and stop the group. For instance, they tried to make the group confused by giving wrong information to other people. The government also had many famous black leaders killed.